jungle is open, and Santorin vs JoseDeodo is actually a pretty cool jungle matchup. So I'm assuming that's jungle for Santorin. It can, of course, potentially be flexed around, but we've seen it once already. Actually, Team Liquid lost to this pick when Xerxes picked it on Immortals. We'll see what FlyQuest want to answer here, though, because I imagine they want to look to take their jungler in this phase, if not in this round of picks, and it's going to be Udyr by the looks of things.
Udyr, Talia, Hecarim still available, so I thought Jose will get his pick, and so now they get to really just draft whatever they want. I like Udyr with pretty much any hard engaged support, or else you're going with enchanters that are trying to speed boost you. So here, though, I'd like to see Diamond take a more aggressive stance. We saw from the desk how he respects CoreJJ. Well, the last time they played, I didn't really feel like he took the matchups that tried to fight CoreJJ evenly. The Jannas, the Maokais didn't really give me that pick, but if I see, say, Alistar versus Leona, Rel versus Alistar, these kinds of things, Thresh is even, then I think we're going to get a much more even bot lane for these squads.
Yeah, I was going to say Thresh is on the table, actually. Both Diamond and Core very competent on that champion, like many support players. At this point, you kind of just have enough legacy Thresh games that you can probably pull out Thresh in any game where you need it. Gangplank, though, for Alphari, pretty safe blind pick there. Licorice is going to get the luxury of counterpicking Alphari, but Gangplank seems pretty resilient as a blind pick. Haven't seen too much threat, especially because Gangplank's early levels can be good in just about any matchup with Trial by Fire and the rest of his kit. So Syndra picked up there for Jensen. Gonna go to Comfort here with Azir banned away. Could have picked Orianna, but Palafox might just take that instead. So it doesn't seem like the mid lane matchup is going to be too influential in the super early stages of the game, but both of them are going to get some pretty comfy control mages, I'm guessing.
I like the Orianna better than the Syndra right now, just because Syndra has been receiving a few nerfs, but comboed with Pantheon, I think that's what they're looking for here. You do have very strong setup with your crowd control, whether it's point and click Pantheon or Syndra setting up first. So if Palafox isn't careful, if he's not getting those Merc treads early or playing really far back in the lane, he might just get insta-gib here. So I think attention on the mid lane for Team Liquid, although you already have the double global with the Gangplank and the Pantheon, so there is a lot of potential for cross-map plays, and if they add even more things to that, like the Tahm Kench that we saw out of them in their loss, you now have a TL that can be anywhere on the map in the drop of a hat.
I feel like the interesting thing about mid lane is that, like, once upon a time, I feel like jungle was a role in service of their solo lanes, especially mid lane, and now I kind of feel like the opposite is true, where mid lane is a role that has to serve their jungler, and I think in different ways, like Orianna is better at supporting Udyr than Syndra is, and Syndra's better at supporting Pantheon than Orianna might be. So thinking about that pairing, I like where the teams are going in this first phase. Bans are coming through for the bottom lane on both sides. So Rel banned on the Team Liquid side, Senna and Xayah banned away for FlyQuest. So even though TL did pick up a loss on Senna, I think the teams are continuing to ban it against Liquid just because Senna, I feel like if you just can't crack through Senna in the mid game, she's going to beat you late, regardless of the kind of build she's going for. She's just so powerful, and I think that game might be, an exception to the rule rather than the rule, where you probably shouldn't be giving tactical Senna in too many games.
And there's still a lot of ADs here for tactical. He can go Misfortune. You have Samira that he's been very powerful on. I don't see him going past those two. I think they make a lot of sense. Here, FlyQuest, take away your pick for Licorice. You already see the Gangplank. Save that counter pick for the bot lane. That way you can counter pick the support. And you have a strong Kaisa that can maybe be able to assist with roams if you're looking to either prioritize something like a Nautilus or more roaming style versus the laning. It's going to be likely the Aatrox into the Gangplank. And so FlyQuest going for full on team fighting here.
Oh, Callista's up. I forgot about that one. Alistar was one of the other bans there, actually TL's other support bans, so keeping the engages out of Diamond's hands. But this is a pairing that we don't see Tactical get this champion very often, just because this is one of the instances where he and Cole will just go all out aggressive. I think they've been very successful on lots of different pairings, but Callista is one of those ones where Tactical can take over a game. Thresh also up, so if they want to take that exact duo, they can here. But it is going to be Thresh for CoreJJ. I think a smart denial up against Diamond, who maybe wanted to pick that to help out the Udyr, plus this is the champion he's comfortable on, and Thresh suits just about any comp here. So Cole's going to take that, and maybe just fall to Aphelios here instead for Tactical.
I'm not a fan of Callista into Udyr. Into
That's
something
fair.
like an Olaf is fine, right? He jumps the axe, but Udyr does not care how many spears he's got inside. Turn him into a porcupine. It's okay. Point and click stun. Chem Tank also really annoying. Instead, the Aphelios. Yeah, just super hardcore scaling here out of Team Liquid. And just like in the playoffs of the lock-in tournament, we wonder, is this enough crowd control for Team Liquid to set up their own plays? Well, if CoreJJ is not missing hooks, it really doesn't matter. You can play a single support hook champion and just have that be your own engage if he's on point. And you do have Pantheon and Syndra as well, so it's not a straightforward comp for Team Liquid, but one that these players are definitely comfortable with.
Yep, Nautilus last pick there for Diamond. Champion has got quite a few plays on throughout his time in the Academy last year, and I think probably even this year as well. Pairs with the Kaisa pretty nice. We've seen this particular pairing for a long time now since Kaisa kind of entered League. I don't think you're really challenging aggressively in the 2v2 here on the FlyQuest side, but I think FlyQuest game plan has looked more like Palafox supports Licorice and JoseDeodo. They get ahead, and then the bot lane just kind of like fits in the mid game to try and win whatever 5v5 they're looking to set up with their comp. So I like how FlyQuest they're setting up. I just think like maybe you want to challenge core and tactical more, but it is very difficult to do that. So maybe you don't play with fire.
So what I love about the FlyQuest comp against Team Liquid is that TL has 4 members who cannot run away from anything. Aphelios, Syndra, Pantheon, Gangplank. And you need Thresh to Lantern duty these people out. Against the Nautilus with an Orianna and a Udyr running at you, there's a real good possibility that you can start to pick off members that are by themselves if CoreJJ is not there with a Lantern.
Well, he's been pretty on point in most of the games he's played so far, so we'll have to see how it all shakes out. As you said, I think Team Liquid is drafting very comfortably here. They've got the Pantheon and the Thresh to kind of, I guess, get them through the early to mid stages, and then tons of good scaling there with Gangplank and Aphelios, especially in Syndra scales just fine as well. Maybe Jensen is the bridge that brings TL to the mid game, if they even need it, Crumbzz, because as you said, they've been so good at beating people up in lane that the game feels like it's often lost from minute 1. Well, FlyQuest have quite a bit to say about that, as the Bees are flying out onto the Rift for their 3rd time this weekend. FlyQuest are going to upset Team Liquid here. Certainly a tall task, but one that they are up to. We'll see how the developing FlyQuest roster can look up against the lock-in champions.
I don't know what bigger story you'd want from the start of the tournament if the lock-in champions get upset by FlyQuest and Immortals out of all teams.
Right.
It would really just shake up the league entirely, because it would, I think, put Cloud9 as the better-looking team that went to the finals, which is just bizarre to think that the team that was almost 3-0'd was able to then take those lessons and maybe got more out of just playing so many more games that they were refining their gameplay a bit better.
You'll have to see, but as we said, Team Liquid are pretty tough opponents, as teams that are spreading out across the river here. Nothing too fancy, although Diamond is going to move in here, maybe just getting a ward down. There is the ball in that little brush you can see for Palafox here, but Team Liquid already have their early wards down here, so I don't think we'll get any surprises. In fact, it looks like the junglers are even going to start on the same side with a leash as well. So Diamond walking in. Late ward here. Is he going to walk all the way to the right? Oh, he has a sweeper actually as well, so he's going to take that ward out, which is nice for Palafox actually. Gives him a tiny, tiny bit of XP and a bit of gold as well. So potentially there's some early level 2 stuff for Palafox, but it's not like Talon. You're not really going to get all in at level 2 at level 1. So just a nice little extra boost there and a good bit of anti-warding technology there from Diamond.
Funnily, CoreJJ actually also used a sweeper and gave the XP over to Jensen in the mid lane.
Oh.
So they ended up being even in experience. Both supports looking out for their mid laners. You love to see that kind of help out. And here's just nice little casual trading. One thing I'd like to see, though, in these games, because we saw Blabber do these incorporations, is more unorthodox jungle path. You are fully expecting everybody to go on full power clears, but there is an event where it's all in.
Have Ignite as well. CoreJJ going to be the target. Johnsun going in there, needs a little bit more damage, doesn't have it. And Team Liquid get away from the 2v2 all in.
Ooh, wow. Okay, the bot lane from FlyQuest is actually getting pressure over the Team Liquid bottom lane. This is good news for them. A very different look than last time they played. And now this might allow Diamond to start thinking about getting prio in the river, roaming around. And you see how topside the Gangplank is pushed in. That's going to allow Pantheon to get that top scuttle, and Udyr won't be able to fight that. So if he can path down to the bot side, get advantages from what his Nautilus and Kaisa are doing, he won't get double crabbed.
All right, well, Palafox and Jensen already level 3. Just battling there in mid. Palafox actually doing a nice job not getting zoned off the wave there by Jensen, who was postured pretty far forward to try and do so. On the other side, though, Alphari is laying into Licorice, but JoseDeodo is up here nice and early. Ooh, a good little tap there. JoseDeodo looking for the moment. Santorin also pathing up to the top side, but level 4 Udyr's in there. Flash bear slap. See you later, Alphari. Nowhere to get out of that first blood as Licorice will collect it.
Oh, man, and look at what just happened. So the Pantheon went for the Grump instead of helping out Santorin, crashed the wave, thinking, all right, Udyr won't be here. I can crash this wave safely. Instead, he goes straight to the top lane, and he's overextended. There's nothing that he can do. He wants to crash this wave, but without any help, he's just by himself. He has to do this or else concede lane pressure. So a nice first blood there out of FlyQuest, and that's going to sting because the gold went over to the Aatrox, and now an all-in. Fly's by himself. But there's a big wave.
Yeah, Diamond's okay. Gravity Gun is actually going to lay quite a lot of damage in. CoreJJ, that hook, if it had connected, I think may have spelled Diamond's death, but did not pop out as JoseDeodo is going to give us a nice introduction to something else. Actually, we'll hold that thought because he's back down to the bottom side here, getting right in there as Tactical will be forced to flash away. And if you want to see coverage of the LCS in Spanish, actually, FlyQuest are running a Spanish LCS co-stream all season long. You can check that out at twitch.tv/FlyQuest if you want to see the game in Spanish instead of English, which is really cool.
Si me gusta. Gracias, PastryTime.
All right, well, Alphari back on the top side. He did TP in, so he's okay. Licorice, though, has burnt his as well. There was a potentially scary moment where Licorice was going to be down in items and levels temporarily, but he has fixed that by TPing back to his lane. Unfortunately, despite the first blood, Alphari is actually 15 CS ahead up already. So clearly this Gangplank doing work in the early stages of the lane, excuse me. But Licorice just waiting for this wave to get pushed in. He's not going to be too aggressive here.
Getting Alphari into the league is going to be such a big help. He seems to be the strongest laner we have thus far, so if anybody else can just start watching what he's doing and try to learn from him, they should improve their own laning and make the rest of the league good, because I don't remember a single split where a top laner was this dominant just in laning alone.
Yeah, I mean, Licorice definitely kind of feeling the pain of Gangplank in some melee matchups here. I mean, just dodging out these Qs as well. Really nice landing here for Alphari as we do pop into Santorin, who's looking for his own gank here. JoseDeodo has made 2 different attempts, one successful for the first blood and one that did force a flash into the bottom side, but this invade pretty deep, getting that control ward around the red. And Palafox is trying to find him, but this is a real bad spot here. Jensen going to line up the stun, does land it. There's the stun follow-up there over the wall, and no flash, no problem. Jensen is going to take that kill.
Ooh, that's just a really smart pathing from Santorin. There was no vision, just lingering around, gets the control ward, bides his time, and then Palafox completely unsuspecting.
Oh,
now an all-in.
We get pulled back, but Santorin's here. JoseDeodo actually up as well. He's level 6 here on the Udyr, so feels fine to challenge the Pantheon, and Jose is going to have to roam up here to keep Alphari away from this tower, but Licorice does escape the potential solo kill as Santorin is trying to get those spears landed in. JoseDeodo, though, going back in as Alphari will do some damage. Santorin landed the stun, so Udyr's going to have to back away, and both the FlyQuest top and jungler cannot win this 2v2 right now. Alphari just too powerful.
Syndra was also on the way, and it's all that lane pressure that Alphari has transitioned from Santorin's good roam, and now Team Liquid is coming online. Everybody is full press. Top lane pushing, the jungle and mid are teaming up, and now the bottom lane can be this aggressive. They haven't even based yet, and they're just constantly in here because they know the junglers are topside. They can afford to do this.
Yeah, every lane is pushing and or ahead as CoreJJ lands a beautiful hook. Ignite's going to combo in. Flay's ready to go, and Diamond, I think he's dead here. The chakram is out, and Tactical able to pick one up.
The fact that CoreJJ gets out alive, too, is crazy. It almost looked like it was going to be a 1-for-1. I wonder if Johnsun could have done a little bit more, but it just seemed like it was just a pure-on stat check. One team knew that, hey, we have enough damage right now to kill him and get out, and that's exactly what they did. Yeah,
the tale of 2 all-ins in bottom lane, right? Johnsun and Diamond had that really good look for the level 2 all-in, but didn't get the kill. And then CoreJJ is like, yep, I still have my Ignite from earlier. Yours is still on cooldown. Lands the hook and then knows you can easily win the all-in from that point. So very well played by the TL bottom lane as they pick up a kill for themselves. No first blood for Team Liquid this game, but they've answered back pretty swiftly with 2 kills of their own as Alphari continues to bully Licorice in the 1v1 top side. Diamond, though, now mid lane, just making sure Palafox doesn't run into any problems. Shockwave does land, actually, but Diamond can't quite find the angle. Ulti out from Jensen's going to deter any future pressure as CoreJJ is in there alongside Santorin. The flash plays there. He finds 2. Palafox dead. Santorin now going to go in onto Diamond as Diamond under the tower. Absolutely no security as Jensen is going to grab the second.
You play with fire, you're gonna get burned. I don't know what FlyQuest was thinking they could accomplish there. Maybe just clearing the wave and allowing Palafox to get a reset off, but there was no way you're killing Jensen here. He's too far back. Diamond's not level 6, and the wave is gonna stop any hook from happening. So this trade is just asking for Team Liquid to counter. They've got the Pantheon ultimate and a great response from CoreJJ. Both supports being on mid lane. and then you just get so much. That is so big, because now Santorin and Thresh just get to group up, lay down vision, and it makes it so much harder for FlyQuest to find their next play.
CoreJJ must have done extraordinarily well in geometry, because like that was perfect. Played one in, had the hook landing on the other, found the very sharp angle, but ensures that 2 kills do happen there as Diamond doesn't even travel over the wall with the Hex Flash. Instead, going to clear out what vision he can see, as CoreJJ is going to do the same here in bottom side. JoseDeodo, though, has wrapped around. This is a very good flank angle here for the Udyr. CoreJJ going to be the target. He used his flash in mid earlier, and the bear stun will come at any moment. In fact, they can just donate this kill at their leisure. Tactical's already out of there, but CoreJJ will fall, and it will be Johnsun that gets the kill. So good donation there for FlyQuest.
I think FlyQuest could have gone for more on that. Tactical's flash was not up. It just came up at the end of that play, and it really looked like TL was just accepting that one of them was going to die, try to split it up and save the other, but I think Jose could have gone on to Tactical and try to kill him alone. He has enough damage with the red buff from Bami Syndra right now. They're happy, though, getting that kill and being able to take a Dragon, although Blabber with this Herald might just continue the punishment in the top lane. There's no help coming. Diamond right now recognizes the top laner needs help and is beelining it up there. Let's see if they could have actually killed Tactical as well. So W to slow down Core, and yeah, I think you could just let Core be there by himself with Johnsun and Diamond, and the Jose could have gone for 2, but they get the Dragon at the end of the day, so they get the objective.
Yeah, Diamond notably not 6. He is now as his top lane, but didn't have the ulti to potentially commit for a 2-person play. Alphari forced to flash, actually. Licorice getting some back as Diamond was there in the top side, as we just saw. Ready with the ulti, so Alphari respects it and gets out of there. Still winning massively on CS, right? This hasn't deterred him much at all, as Palafox going to land another nice shockwave in the minion wave, but it is just kind of to trade some damage back and forth there. Palafox this time doesn't have Diamond nearby, and Jensen not particularly low on mana. I think actually has blue buff right now, so Palafox going to keep shoving, do what he can. But it is just some cooldown trading in mid lane and nothing much else. As at least the first Dragon did go to FlyQuest of note, JoseDeodo. That was the other thing he got after ganking bottom lane, was that first Drake for FlyQuest. So things going okay, but again, just based on the kill reflection on the farm here, TL already up. That's almost 3,000 gold actually. That's kind of wild.
They're just laning. They're just laning. 2 more kills should not be enough for this kind of gold lead. Licorice
Pantheon is a good champion. Licorice going to have to flash away. Does get out safely though.
So brutal. He still has Rift Herald here, and there's no one coming up. It's certainly going to get dropped in the top side. You have a great timing for it, and it just continues to destroy this top lane. He actually will base and try to group up with his team instead, but there's so many control wards here just pressed up, allowing him to be aggro, whereas you look at the control wards that FlyQuest have, they're entirely defensive. Those double control wards in the back of their lane, it's just to prevent dives. It doesn't allow you to make your own aggressive plays, whereas the one that Alphari and Santorin place at the Krug allow Alphari to be very aggressive. So one team thinking about how to extend their lead, and the other were trying to defend against Team Liquid's potential aggression in the bot lane, which is not a lane I think they would go for a dive. Just saying, it's the Thresh and Aphelios. They're roaming to other parts of the map right now.
All right, well, Licorice does return to top lane, and I guess Santorin may be a bit greedy not popping the Herald top lane, but I think probably thinks Alphari is fine. He's almost actually finished off 4 plates in the top lane, so I think Santorin is looking to drop the Herald somewhere else.
They all have so much gold, right? It's like, okay, Alphari's fine, but then Jensen's got 2 kills and a bunch of CS. The bot lane has a big CS discrepancy and also had even just as many plates as Alphari, so they're just winning out on every single matchup right now. FlyQuest needs to find something with Diamond, with a TP flank, to kill Team Liquid, or else they're just not going to get it because they're going to get lanterned out. Here's the opportunity, as Licorice has already TP'd. They don't know he's here yet.
You have to stop this, I think, or at least try and punish here. Licorice actually has wrapped around, as you mentioned. Santorin, one of the front lines right now, maybe the only target they can really get. GP ult's pretty good. Tactical also letting the ulti rip for a triple root, I believe, but Johnsun over the top line's Tactical. It was Diamond that found the hook, but JoseDeodo gets the kill credit.
They get that 1 kill, but so much was invested for that. A single person, whereas Alphari was able to get top. I like this, that Palafox is to TP back and get something more. That kind of saved everything from being too much of an overcommitment. He's going to be fine. JoseDeodo is very tanky, so FlyQuest knows what they need to do. Some more of that, surprise the Team Liquid members, and you'll be able to keep this game even. So the big thing here is that Aphelios ends up getting separated. Where was the Lantern used? Because it just gets popped now. I suppose they did not think that the teleport was coming through from that angle, and then he's just dead. They accept that, well, one guy's going to go down. It's the AD. Couldn't save it, but the fact that you only lost one where it could have been so much worse feels like a win for TL.
Yeah, Diamond even made it easier on himself. Just clicked R on the Aphelios, and then a pretty easy follow-up from there with the hook. And Johnsun killer in 6 in, and FlyQuest do pick up the 1 pick. Gold still massively in favor of Team Liquid. Again, a testament to how good they are at just being good at the game, last hitting, getting gold, and taking tower plates, because that's been kind of the story of this early game so far. So despite FlyQuest finding some plays, getting some picks here and there, in the grand scheme of things, they're still so far behind in gold. So gonna have to make those picks turn into more things, whether it's objectives or just more kills, maybe opening into a larger skirmish or team fight. You can see the blueprint for FlyQuest and kind of how they can be successful. And I think JoseDeodo, with the Chemtech especially finished now, able to run at people and start those Udyr plays, as we did get so well informed on at the top of the day. But Tactical is just pushing relentlessly. I mean, what is he really afraid of here? And I think that's the question for Team Liquid in general. Like, they kind of play without fear, but kind of because they don't have any. There's nothing they're really worried about, it feels like.
They could be afraid of team fighting since they don't really have any tanks right now. We'll see what build Alphari ends up going for. But the AoE that FlyQuest can pump out with the Nautilus, Orianna, Aatrox can be pretty devastating. It's just that FlyQuest have yet to find the avenue to get it. Without the flank from the teleports, it's really difficult for them to go for it, because CoreJJ just gets a hang back, and whoever gets Nautilus ultimate then just gets Lantern back into the team. So it's going to have to be FlyQuest having some really intelligent vision so that they know where Team Liquid is retreating from. That's what they're doing. They're just playing them back and forth, using the pressure they have on the lanes to out-rotate FlyQuest between one turret from another. And they need to see this. If they don't have vision, they cannot engage. And you can tell from the blue side where Team Liquid just pushed. It's entirely dark. Only a single ward from the side of FlyQuest saw that rotation.
Oh, JoseDeodo a little too far forward. CoreJJ flash play, of course he does. Boxes landed up as well. See you later, Udyr. Santorin's going to get credit for that one, but can't be in spots like that. CoreJJ will punish you every single day of the week. And Team Liquid just getting further and further ahead. I mean, Aphelios and Thresh just smashed the bottom tier 2. Like, it almost didn't exist. But again, can be afforded to push that far up when they've got that vision control, they've got the confidence, and Santorin even going to make sure they get the Herald after killing the enemy jungler. Pretty safe objective to take as well.
Yeah, this is going to be the second Herald now for Team Liquid. They didn't really commit anything, and usually the only criticism we have for Rift Heralds is when you commit too many members of your team for this objective. They only have one. Everybody else is on another mission, and Diamond might be in trouble.
Oh, Hook's going to miss. Good little sidestep there as Alphari lands a slow, but nothing much else. So Diamond finally lives, as CoreJJ tends to kill the people he looks at in most games he plays. Johnsun, though, busy scooping up the farm that's here in topside, but he knows it's not even safe here. Jensen on his own could probably one-combo him at this point. Gale Force, not much protection against a full Syndra combo, especially given that Jensen is level 11, and Rift Herald's going to be dropped mid here as Team Liquid just want to really open up this map. FlyQuest trying to respond, but Santorin might have been fancy a dive here. In goes Diamond, though. The target is good. It's Tactical, I believe, they have under wraps, and indeed they do, as Palafox picks up the kill, but the return fire is there. CoreJJ going to grab Diamond as Licorice is zooming in, and now Johnsun going to try and make the play with the Gale Force. Does get the pick up as Licorice finds the last hit. Now Licorice still chasing, but Team Liquid, they've made enough distance.
That's what I'm talking about. You gotta use the Nautilus to engage on the targets that don't move. And Champ Select, we recognize Team Liquid's 4 members. In fact, even if you count the Thresh, no one has dashes, escape moves. They're very susceptible to dying to an engage. And so with a good Hex Flash combo with the Orianna and Udyr, a great kill right away. And it doesn't matter that you lose the support for it, because you also got Jensen and his flash as well. Now you have another target that you can go after. So Aphelios still has the summoners, won't be in that position next time, whereas Jensen, you can go for that play again, and FlyQuest now have another avenue to get back into this game. The 5,000 gold lead is slowly growing, but not as fast as we usually see Team Liquid. There we see on the side, though, the gold, the mountain that FlyQuest has to overcome, since every single lane is getting out-golded.
Yep. Apart from CoreJJ, all 4 of Team Liquid are ahead in gold by a lot. The smallest gap is currently Palafox versus Santorin, which is about 300 gold. So that's actually a really good illustration of just what the gold lead is currently for Team Liquid, as everyone but the support is significantly richer than the richest person on FlyQuest right now, which is Johnsun, who does, again, have that Gale Force, finished up some components as well. So there are opportunities, as we've seen, for FlyQuest, but they're going to have to make that kind of play a number of times in a row and look to stem some of the objective bleeding as well. FlyQuest are going to be grouping up, looking to clear vision together. I think this was maybe the thing they've adjusted, as Diamond almost got himself killed last time he looked to do this. But you can see CoreJJ just lying in wait, as close as he can get to the enemy half without walking directly into vision.
Yeah, and as close as he can get to giving a safe lantern for Santorin to get out in case they try to engage onto him. And I like seeing that the Kaisa is also lingering around here on the side of Johnsun, very quick at being able to respond to these random skirmishes. And Aphelios also has to be nearby. He has to pretty much be in the lane, be a visible part of it, can't play that stealth assassin that Kaisa can. And FlyQuest will have to answer the bot lane before they think of these plays now. The Gangplank has already crashed the wave. Aatrox has to go down here, and if they're not quick to this, they're not going to be able to get a ward for another teleport. I think they can look for a pick just because of Jensen's flash being down, but they shouldn't feel pressured to take this next dragon fight. You don't have to. It's only the second dragon. It's not a big deal with Ocean being out of the laning phase anymore. So if FlyQuest don't feel comfortable with a good fight here, they should just let this one pass and continue to farm.
All right, well, Licorice is finally picking up more CS. That number's what, like 60? I can't do math right now, but someone that has done the math already is Optimal Tim over at Stats. Alphari CSDs this game, if you're interested, by the way. He's pretty good. 10 minutes, he was plus 36. Would you like to guess his CSD at 15 minutes? Spoiler alert, he's still ahead.
50.
Very close, plus 54. Basically hit. He's just been absolutely dominating this laning phase there up against Licorice. FlyQuest, though, are going to get this Ocean Drake. TL decide so they can give it up. Oh, Baron?
Baron.
Yeah.
Aphelios has Kraken and Hurricane, probably has Yellow White Gun. Yep, okay, great trade out of TL.
All right, JoseDeodo
totally
didn't smite it. So that's necessary, but I don't know if it's going to matter here. He needs to really best dance it over. Alphari waiting in the wings as well. Has the barrel ready to go. Oh my goodness, Aphelios. Just a champion, as the Baron will indeed fall to Team Liquid. Nice trade, they say. It's CoreJJ on the front side, going to get picked up. Licorice finds the knock up there. W's going to connect, and that will be a kill. The chain slow is good. Stun is there, and Licorice not on a killing spree does find it, but that's a pretty good trade if you're Team Liquid.
Oh man, imagine if that top tier 1 was actually down. They might have even gone for more and try to get more members of Team Liquid, but great heads up play out of them going for the Baron when they knew FlyQuest was going to go for the Dragon. FlyQuest saw that there was not a lot of vision in the blue side, so they thought, oh, I guess Team Liquid doesn't care about this objective. Yeah, you're right, they didn't care. They were baiting it for another. Oh, Licorice. Oh, Licorice.
Not a 1v1 you can win. Oh, it's not even a 1v1. Of course it's not. Santorin riding in on the Pantheon. Licorice just going to kite around and make it look fancy. Well, that was cool, but it's not going to let you live, unfortunately, as Alphari just about gets a solo kill there. Technically, Santorin was there.
He's mechanically styling on you when he doesn't need to. It's just his nature to sidestep things, is what you can say, because Santorin is there. He doesn't need to do it. He can tank it all. They're going to go for him, but...
Flash. Killer Instinct, yeah, because Johnsun's here. That's the play you want to see. A shutdown comes in for the Udyr.
Just before the game, you and I were talking about possible plays that Kaisa likes to make, and side laning when these champions are trying to split push is a great move with that Killer Instinct. 3,000 range too, we just found out, and it's just a good rush there out of TL. They see that CoreJJ is off by himself, but they don't want to commit on single members like Alphari since Diamond isn't there, and without him to lock somebody down, the front line is just staring at whoever Udyr runs at.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of... apart from Udyr best stance and Diamond's ulti slash hook, that's really the only way that FlyQuest can start something here. So they're going to have to fend off this elongated Baron Siege here. They do at least keep their inhibitor in bottom lane alive, though the tower in that lane was not so lucky. Only a minute left on the Red Bull Baron buff, though, so not too much longer, and FlyQuest's sieging days will be over, and they can maybe look to make a play around the upcoming Dragon in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Still woefully behind in gold. Like, let's not pretend that this game isn't very challenging on the FlyQuest side, as Jensen already gets a wave escorted in. I think FlyQuest want to make a play here if they can find one, but 2 members missing. JoseDeodo in a decent spot around that brush, but need to kind of get it going. I think the Orianna Shockwave combined with the Udyr may be the call here, as Diamond is reinforcing the mid lane, but going to be late. Good hook on a Jensen, though. They find the Shockwave as well. FlyQuest fighting back. Into stasis goes Jensen. Santorin looking to make it happen as Aphelios just shredded poor Diamond there again. TL does too much power, too much of a lead as Licorice is trying to cut this wave off to prevent the game from ending perhaps. But Team Liquid, they've got that Baron cannon still. They're going to keep moving forward. They can take the bottom inhib as well.
They want to end. Okay, this is a commitment to end the game, and Licorice is in the back, still looking for a flank, but Team Liquid knows that he is here.
Tactical, good ulti, finds 2 with the Gravitum gun. But no one really there to follow up there. Again, the jet time is very short. Diamond's back up. Licorice is here. FlyQuest might just go back for the fight, but they've got no Orianna ulti. They've got no ulti either. They have to find something, though. Santorin maybe going to be sacrificed here as Licorice still flanking. Santorin taking a lot of damage. Licorice, though, trying to fight the rest of TL. Gets a 2-man knock, though. Is not bad as Alphari is able to pick up Licorice. Oh, that hook is good, actually. A kill for Johnsun is going to go on to CoreJJ, but now it's a 4v3 as Diamond, that was a one-way trip, unfortunately, for the Nautilus. And FlyQuest still in danger of losing their Nexus.
Yeah, this Aphelios is just relentless right now. He's going to do so much work here. How can they get up close to him?
And they've got ultis back here. Palafox maybe have to find the shockwave that keeps their Nexus alive. Is Team Liquid looking to end this game in under 25 minutes, perhaps?
Oh, man, I love that they're trying this. Just the fact that they're trying this is such a different look for TL. They finally get to back off. But that was about 2 minutes of an attempt to end this game. Alphari is going to be fine. And the crazy thing is that the engage that FlyQuest initially did on the mid inhibitor turret was almost it. It's just that Licorice wasn't there. They were waiting for the Aatrox to flank. He was clearing out the top lane, running through to his side of the map. Instead, we're going to go into the bot lane defense because this was another moment that could have been very close. Santorin was in no man's land, being really far up, and his Lantern got blocked. But unfortunately, Licorice there had the highlight reel moment in his eyes. He thought, okay, hit that third Q, plus 1,000 heal, Gore Drinker, it's going to be it. It's going to be lit. It wasn't. He just got blown up right away because he's almost, what? He's 60 CS behind.
Yeah,
in
a lot.
His lane. He's lost all his plays, hasn't gotten the turret. It's not a Fed Aatrox.
It's kind of wild that Alphari's lead at 15 was plus 54, and he's actually grown that lead at 25. We don't really we do track those stats, but like it's not, we don't use them very often because the game is obviously very different once the laning phase kind of opens up the game more. But Alphari's just been like farming up a storm, keeping ahead. He's got, what, 2.5 items? It kind of looks like 3 because he's got so many different components. As Team Liquid are going to get themselves a second Drake, but I don't think we're getting anywhere near the Dragon Soul this game.
He got first blooded, right? You got the first blood. He had the TP back to lane. He was the focal point for FlyQuest's early game, but he still bodied him. And you just learn that, man, how much attention do you need to devote to Alphari if even a gank is not going to sway the lane in your favor? And I'm very happy to see this guy in the league. His level of laning is clearly teaching a lot of players. We even see in the academy the top laners like Jenkins learning from Alphari, learning from CoreJJ Island, the support role. So the TL squad is really just spreading the knowledge out to the team and hopefully to the rest of the league eventually.
And I know that Santorin has had like the kind of the luxury job here as a jungler where all his lanes are pushing and all winning. So he's having a great time here in Pantheon, but he has just continued to be in the right place at the right time constantly, using those ults extremely aggressively, which again helps when your laners are all winning. But Santorin at 306, looking pretty good here. As a steal is going to come through. No, it's not. JoseDeodo tried, but failed, as CoreJJ is going to pluck Santorin out of there. He's actually going to ulti forward to try and cut off Diamond there. The hook lands, of course it does, from CoreJJ as the TL Baron turns into 2 Team Liquid kills. And probably a Team Liquid dub here as they're going to look to take down that Nexus this time.
That almost looked like a blind attempt from JoseDeodo, and I love to see that.
You have to do it,
the game
right?
is almost over. Yeah, what else are you going to do? The only chance you have is if you have a Baron to boost up your minions and maybe defend against a super. So without it, it's certainly the end of the game, and Team Liquid will just wrap this one up nice and easy in under 30 minutes.
Yep, don't need the Dragon Soul, don't need the third inhibitor here. Just crash through the top half of the map. FlyQuest in a 3v5, plus the supers there. Santorin's going to get things started. Goes into the shield, and FlyQuest are going to be routed back to their fountain. Ooh, a decent shockwave there is going to maybe find a kill, but golden goes Santorin. As the Nexus is the real prize here. Diamond almost dead. Licorice trying to find the angle, and now Johnsun looking to fight back. He takes out Tactical. That's a very critical kill. As FlyQuest maybe can defend here, but their Nexus is looking real open here as Santorin still moving forward, finally gets himself shut down, picks up his first death of the game. So Team Liquid haven't won yet.
Oh, we're still here. Okay. They can't end, so even if they try here, FlyQuest is just going to regroup, get their health, their mana, their abilities, and be back on the map. So it's going to be another few more minutes, probably another Baron. Another Baron power play here.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, if DL wants to be really slow, Pastry, it could be the way that they play this game out. Just because FlyQuest, their champions are very scary, clearly. Like if you lose another few fights, the base comes back up, it can start to get real hairy. So let's see what happened to Tactical here, because this is the one. He gets Nautilus ultimate, gets stunned by Udyr, still walks out. Aatrox is fine, but then when Kaisa flies in, there's just, at that point, you really can't get out. There's too many people on you, and without a ranged attacker onto the Nexus, there's just no way you're going to end it.
Yeah, good play for Fly there, and Johnsun in particular, to make sure they got their pick and kept their Nexus up. It's one of the few bits of good news that FlyQuest have received so far this game, is it's just been all Team Liquid. It's felt like, actually, wow, FlyQuest don't even have a tower. I just noticed that. Top one's a little bit weak, but they've still got mid and bot looking pretty strong. It's just like, I think a symptom of the game rather than like a direct problem, as Team Liquid have just been so dominating. But 28 seconds with this Baron buff still cooking here in the mid lane. Team Liquid do actually have to retake one of these inhibitors to get access to the towerless Nexus.
Okay, watch Licorice. He's going to go for a TP. He's lying in wait in the base. He just doesn't know where he's going to TP. Pings the control ward at the blue buff. So it looks like it's going to be a last stand at the bottom inhibitor for FlyQuest. I want to see if they actually pull this one off again, because that would be really hypey.
Spotted Diamond's flank as well. Oh, that shockwave landing in there onto 3. Good little position there for Palafox. Licorice is looking for the wrap around. Does get the Q there in onto Santorin. FlyQuest, I think, actually going to fend them off here. Santorin getting bounced around. He should be killed here. Finally will go down as Jensen does slay JoseDeodo. So it's just a 1-for-1 trade, but Johnsun still looking good with the ulti. Tactical though moving in, looking for the kill onto Palafox. Golden goes Pala, as TL are going to be able to finish him off. Alphari, I think, at the parlay at the ready. And Team Liquid, I think this time, if they can avoid getting Johnsun, are going to take the Nexus. Oh goodness, as I say it, Johnsun zooms in there to the backside. Tactical is taking down the inhib. Licorice is trying to fight as he can, but it's a 4v2 now, plus the Nexus open and bare for Team Liquid's taking. And surely this go, third time, will be the charm for Team Liquid, as they're going to look down to take out the rest of FlyQuest and their Nexus alongside it. This is just